Friday, ladies and gentlemen, but it's Saturday to me. I've got no work. Today, though, I do have errands to run. My first of which, and the most annoying of which, is I have to go to the tip. There's no worse place on earth than tips or recycling centres. I don't know what they call them. Even in like the UK in general, let alone America. So the plan of attack is to load the car. It's only just gone 8 o'clock. So I need to gel my hair, which goes through the get your hair cut and then inevitably put on too much gel for said haircut. And then I've got to load all of this into the car. So we've got duvet, a load of polystyrene, a Christmas tree, a fucking huge Christmas tree as well at that. Some shit from upstairs. And the worst part of all of this is the biggest problem is the fact that it's chuffing freezing outside. So loading the car is just not going to be a pleasant experience. The house is going to get cold. I'm going to get cold. It is a nice dry day. So for now, it's going to rain later. Swear to God, these camera batteries don't even charge anymore. They're so buying a camera, man. Very much to treat myself to a GoPro, guys. Right, everything in the car? I believe so. I was thinking maybe the old DVD player we could tip, but probably could recycle that. Charity shop that. Everything else is too broken to charity shop. Right, so I don't know whether it's the charger, the batteries, or the camera that's at fault, to be honest. Look at this, look, not even 12 o'clock yet. Just cooked a stew that is now in the slow cooker. I could have slow cooked it for 4 hours, but I've gone for 8 instead, on low instead of high. This is now the worst part of the slow cooker. It just takes hours. You just sit there and you're like, oh, when's dinner? When's dinner ready? Because for me, dinner's already finished. So I can just eat it. All of my videos that I haven't yet uploaded are now uploaded and scheduled. And now it's lunchtime. And then we will wiggle on with something else. Look at this goddamn stew. Just put my lunch plate there. Started to walk towards the front door and I just saw this little shadow of a man here. Fucking shit myself I did, and they've posted some takeaway menu through the door. Kebabs apparently. Why does a kebab place need a menu? That's my question. Otherwise, it's cold. It's like actively cold. What temperature? Temperature in this place. It's not quite up to scratch. I think I might have to put the heating on in a bit. Oh my lord, it's like a snap cold over the past couple of days. I'm already using like staying at home all day is expensive. We pay like £3 a day for our electricity and gas. Is that a lot? Feels like a lot. Feels significantly more than our old flat. Instead of putting the heating on, I'm going to haul up in my office and turn my computer on, get some heat out of that instead. Realised that I didn't get bread. You can't have stew without bread. I need to head out and do that. And as I got up, I'm like, I've been sat with like a hot water bottle on my belly. It's giving me a right bloody backache, it has. Still got an hour and a half till it's ready though. Fucking hell, man. My gosh, today was a day where we finally got through to emptying out the spare bedroom with all of the stuff that we haven't been bothered to unpack since moving into this house. We were doing that because we were setting up Laura with a office, which she's now got like a little table in there, a little table and chair, so she can do some work up there instead of having to use the kitchen table all the time. Which I think is all fair game until she remembers that this is down here, in which case she's going to want to come back down. So we were sorting out that room, went to IKEA, got a table and chairs and all that shit, did a bit of shopping because we went around to Beth and Ben's in the evening they've just got a new oven and they were trying it out. Any excuse. So yeah, we went around there and chilled out and whatnot, and it's now bedtime. Boring day. Oh, but I think good news, I've decided what keyboard and mouse I want to buy. That was like one thing. I was like, I know exactly what mouse. I know exactly. There's a couple of things I want to buy. I want to buy a new camera, new mouse. I know exactly what mouse to buy. Keyboard. I didn't know what keyboard to buy. Soundbar. And the last thing is monitors, and I still don't know what monitors to buy because they're really expensive. So problem solved, ladies and gentlemen. I can now order. I need to order a mouse as well because with my mouse, the scroll is really buggy. It just like, it's really like, it's not smooth, it just erratically scrolls about. I think it's just old. I spent my morning swatting up on React, which looks pretty like normal, if you know what I mean? Like pretty angular, like obviously some quirks, and I haven't gone too much into it just in case I don't need pure React, and no point learning how you do everything by the book until you go and see how they do it by their book. But I did that this morning, we've had lunch, and I've been getting annoyed at my mouse. Yes! Although, full transparency, I had to get it from John Lewis, because couriers didn't have it. I've had this watch, mouse for fucking ages, but the problem is now that the scroll wheel has kind of like gone off. Must be like 4 or 5 years old, easy. Yeah, the scroll wheel has gone off a bit, so if you scroll it, like sometimes it won't scroll at all, sometimes it'll scroll like 4 or 5 lines. It's so fucking frustrating. So I'm glad that's gone. But otherwise, I friggin' love everything about this goddamn mouse. So much so, I just went out and bought it again. To be honest with you, I like a lot of Logitech stuff. They're quite good at it, but I'm not buying a Logitech keyboard next time. I'm buying a Razer one. Because Logitech don't do what I want them to do. My old one was a Logitech one, so I might take that to keyboard to work with me. There's nothing particularly wrong with it. I take it to work. That is a nice USB cable. My days. Oh, look at this beauty. Just look how heavy it is, and it properly just fits the hand, you know. Both of them do. Oh man, that's great. Yes, boy. That's what it's all about. And look at that scroll wheel. It actually scrolls properly. That's weird. My other one didn't have that one. Oh my days. Is that also a button? No. Got your little thumbprint. Oh man. So excited. So yeah, living the goddamn dream. Also, one of the things I'm looking most forward to is the fact that it can do Bluetooth and this dongle thing. So I'll put this dongle into my computer. Happy days. But then, if I want to swap it to my laptop, swap it to my laptop, then I can without too much hassle. So my old one did get to the point where it was basically permanently on charge because the battery had like gone so badly. Currently going through some old university notes and just throwing them in the bin. It feels so fucking weird. I mean, I don't need any of this. It was here when I first, like, literally I've not looked at it since uni, which was nearly 3 years ago now. So why keep it? But it just feels so bizarre. Just picking it all up and just tossing it into the bin. Thinking of keeping my third year, final year stuff. But why? Holy shit. I say that, Laura probably had 3 times that. You know what, crew? Mouse feels great. One downside though is on the previous one there wasn't this scrolly wheel, and instead there was a button. And I feel like a button is slightly more useful than a scrolly wheel. On the last one there was see, look, volume up, volume down. I remapped it to volume down, and then a play pause button. What do you do with that? But something that is really cool is this button here has now become a button that you can use. This one, so that's scrolly. And if you click that, it will just free scroll, which is cool. Now this one will scrolly, and then it will free scroll if you do it quick, and then it like clicks back on. So that means this button here can either turn this on and off, or be remapped to play pause. I genuinely can't think of many scenarios where you'd use a horizontal scroll. That's the only real problem. So, anyway, it's food time, and I wanted to light the fire today, but Laura's been working in her little office, like a little cutie. And that means no fire. That means no fire next weekend either. Look at this cute little desk though with a cute little lamp on it. Oh, it's so cute. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of the day, which means tomorrow we are back to work. Been a nice short spell, unemployed. We're back at it again, ladies and gentlemen. Back at it again. As we are going to work tomorrow. We're going in later than normal because we've got like training and whatnot. My first day. It's going to be an interesting week. Got to figure out who everyone is. It's been a long time. I'm actually somewhat nervous, but not for reasons you can imagine. It's just one of them things where like you don't know who anyone is, you don't know what everyone's like, and I'm quite a character. Let's say I'm quite good at like moulding a team around me, but there's already going to be a team there, you know. I'm excited, so I'm going to go to bed early. Got to get up early as well, and then just kind of sit and wait. Like I say, I don't think I've got to be there till 10. I don't know actually when I'm going to. Let's try and see what that is. Okay, so we're not setting off here till about like gone 9. So we do get a bit of the line. Well, not lying, I'm going to get it up a bit better anyway. Right. Well, a bit of fun this morning. I drove Laura to the doctor's. I was like, I've done like lots of driving already this morning. So I drove to the doctor's, drove her back for the appointment she managed to get. Because it's really hard to get appointments at doctors. So anyway, yeah, drove back, got all of my stuff, drove to the doctor's again, and then came here. So I'm now like half an hour. I start work in half an hour. I just thought I'd come for a walk around, time how long it takes to walk from the park and ride to work, and or scope around for some closer places to park, because I know there's parking around there, but we'll see. And that's my plan, you know. I'm a bit nervous, to be honest with you. Like, if I'm brutally honest, it's always a bit of nerves about like what everyone's like, what all the personalities are like. But I think also, this is the first time I've started a job. Obviously, I last started a job like 2 years ago, so I'm a little bit different. It's a little bit new to me. But this is the first time I've gone in somewhere as a senior. So I've been a junior, I've been a bog standard dev, and now I'm a senior developer. And I'm just not sure how different that is. So obviously as a senior developer, you're expected to be better than a non-senior. You're expected to be able to support others. But then there are parts of the technology stack that I'm not fully aware of, like React. I know the basics, but I don't know it brilliantly. Obviously, I'm confident in my own ability to program. I'm just conscious of the fact that I'm going to need a little bit of warm-up to get my feet, and then I'll be in senior. Like, I've been a senior developer in everything but name for about a year and a half to 3/4 of a year. You know what I mean? Like, fucking ages. But I knew the domain there and all that kind of stuff. So that's the one thing I'm like, I wonder what it's like starting at that level rather than proving that I am at that level, you know what I mean? So in my last job, I wasn't expected to be at a senior level, I just proved that I was. And now, I've already proved that I am by the interview, obviously, but I'm now expected to be at that level, and I'm not working to it. So, I know what that means. So that's the one thing that I'm like a bit apprehensive about, but today is just going to be setting up your laptop, having a look at all the code, some HR stuff, all that malarkey. I'm also a bit like, what is it that I need to take with me? I've got this little laptop bag, but I'm like, I've got my mug, I've got glasses, I've got my lunch, I've got my passport, I think I need that. What else do I need? I was like, do I need my bloody, what's it called? Degree certificates, for example. I don't know, maybe. I didn't bring them. Do I need like a birth certificate? Like, it's been so friggin' long. We'll get there, ladies and gentlemen. We will get there. But yeah, so today is just going to be a somewhat interesting day. But it's cold, so I'm going to put my hand back in my gloves. First days go, not that bad. I've been diving around wikis and stuff like that, trying to figure out their coding standards and stuff without having access to the code. I got access to the code and then realised all the code was on the computer anyway, because I've got someone else's computer that's left. It's a bit of a fucking beast as well. It's a desktop, not a laptop, which I like. It means I VPN in instead of taking a laptop home with me. But it's a goddamn beast. It's like water cooled and everything. I was not expecting. It's got like flashy lights in it. I was not expecting that. But the one thing that is like throwing me is I'm so used to living in like Microsoft stack, where you have your Microsoft account and that's all done by Azure AD. It gives you access to Azure, it gives you access to all of this, it gives you access to Git, you got your builds, you got all that, it's all with one account. Microsoft, it's just like glues it all together, it's great. Visual Studio, you live it, you know it. But now I'm in like this world where I've got a Microsoft account, but most of the things are through a Google account, and there's like other accounts with other third-party tools and stuff, and it's like, God, this is insane. So yeah, I stayed late trying to make sure that I could get the code, and I could get the code as me and not as the person who left before me. Obviously I don't have their password, but every time I tried to get from the Git repository it thought I was that guy. And I'm like, maybe I should bring up the fact that this computer doesn't seem to have been like burnt. It doesn't seem to have been like wiped before I got it, and I don't know whether or not that's a problem. I assume it's not. Number one priority for the first day, everyone seems nice, so we're off to a good start. I don't have to do this walk all the way over here to this park and ride. I can park closer, but if it's dry and if I'm not in a rush in the morning, I think I still might. Especially because I can bring my skateboard and skateboard it, or longboard it, and things like that. And it's just nice getting that little bit of like fresh air. Also, really not far either. And like the hours are different, so, or they can be if I want them to be different. So it's not like I'm going to hit commuter traffic as much either. But we'll get there, eh? It's trial and errors. Lots of trialing, lots of erroring, lots of trialing and erroring. Home. That wasn't actually too bad either. I left late. It's one of them things where if you leave at like, if you set off from the park and ride at like 5:30, you'll get home the same time as you do if you leave at 5:45. Because the traffic is just so much worse earlier. Wait, I'm first back, so I've got to start looking. And I also want to put some things aside so I can take them to work tomorrow. So I forgot my mouse mat, my special mouse mat with my wrist rest. It really hurts my hand when I don't have that. I'm going to call it there, ladies and gentlemen. I got home. Laura wasn't far behind me. Did shopping, meal plan, all of that good stuff. And then Laura went to bed early because she got up really early this morning. So no, I took her to the doctor's. I'm feeling better now. So she went to bed early to catch up on some sleep. I stayed up in order to prep for tomorrow. I've made my sandwiches. I need to get the habit of making my sandwiches the night before rather than in the morning. And I just swapped bags. So I've swapped from my old work bag to my old uni bag. The problem is that this is really organised but really small and like battered. This is bigger but unorganised. I need a new bag. I've got that's come off that, that's not good. I don't have a laptop at work, so I don't need a laptop bag anymore. So I could just have a normal backpack. This backpack's a bit too sacky. I really like it though. I'll tell you. Oh no, I do. What was I about to say? I'm not sure if I told you or not, but my computer at work is such a bizarre computer. It's almost like a custom build. It's got like RAM with lights on it, and it's water cooled. It's bizarre, and it's got a graphics card in it. It's almost like it's just someone who brought a computer in from home. What's the graphics card? I think it's only a small one, like my current graphics card, but unnecessary. That's what that is. Also, you know when one of your icons disappears, and I can't for the life of me remember what went there. It was weather. Figured it out. Where's my weather app gone? I've gone a bit ham and changed the clock so that I can have the fit icon there instead of weather. I got a bit too excited there. Back to normal. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you later.